We kind of are, aren't we? Like, if you look at the first two maps, like you mentioned, Cirque was really dominant on the first map. Then we saw Device. I mean, I kind of felt like Device was more impressive. Some of the clutches he came out with on a map like Nuke as well. He was opting, he was rifling, was clutching, was pretty much doing every single thing that a man possibly could do in this game. And here we go. It is going to be Dust2, the final deciding map. And will this gamble for Astralis pay out is the question. Cirque already looking to take some fights all the way down mid.
Well, he's spamming out, but isn't going to be fragging out just yet, as he fires off a few warning shots at the very least to put some fear into the Astralis side. They're all culminating towards mid early. They're setting themselves up. They do have utility on 3 different players there, so they can get the smokes across. However, Cirque, he's showing that he can be a bit of a brain surgeon as he's punishing them. 2 heads already rolling across the ground. If there's a way to kick off a pistol, that's probably it.
Yeah, and he's done his job. He gets 2 kills, breezy, and they all come barreling in. I loved it. I loved that from NRG. The second is they get the 2 kills. They know Astralis are trying to get the trade, pushing out top mid, and you have the rest of the CTs barreling out from short. It wasn't just one guy walking out. It's everyone just pouring out, getting the kills, and that is a flawless round for NRG. They don't lose a single player. For Astralis, though, that is quite rare to see them lose a round, a pistol round, especially without even getting a single solitary frag.
Yeah, that was a very big exclamation point to open this one up. So frustrating that Magisk has just walked away from his keyboard, now eventually returns for the action, of course, as the spam comes up towards top mid. Small sliver of damage done, but Ethan, he wants to go one better, just straight charging. He went for the actual hole push out through upper tunnels. Tarek's been able to find that kill over onto Device as well. This is very clean. As long as they can get through this with no casualties, they're going to be very happy with themselves.
Oh yeah, and Magisk with the Glock, not really gonna get much done. Breezy. No trouble dispatching off him. For Astralis, though, the fact is they went for that full eco, just the Glocks all around, enabling them to go for a pretty nice... Oh, that's a pretty nice camp out there. Never seen that one before. But yeah, the Kriegs will be purchased. We have 3 AKs as well. Needs some utility. And did Dupree go for a Zeus buy? Yes, he did. Yes, he did indeed. Not sure if that's intentional, though.
Well, maybe he just wants to make this one a little bit more of an electrifying way to send us off here. So we'll see if that is going to be the case. It's actually more of an inferno. Magisk there, getting burnt to a crisp, down to 75 HP already.
Yeah, I guess it'd be fine with that, not taking too much damage. A follow-up nade by the CTs would have made things a little bit more hairy for him, but he will fall on back, long control, already in the hands of NRG. They do have Breezy pushed towards Pit. He's going to deploy his smoke as well to keep them at bay. In the meantime, Astralis, they're taking it slow. They're clearing out short. They have a player towards top mid that is Zipnix with the bomb. He's just waiting for any potential push coming in from the CTs. And towards tunnels, Astralis just ensuring there's no aggression here. Now they have all this map control. They don't have long, but they do have control of pretty much every other part of the map. What are they going to do with it as Glaive coming out mid? Looks like it might be a mid to be played. They have a player towards B. The smoke's going to be coming in. Ethan waiting for the flashbang from his teammates. Such a good flashbang, but he doesn't find anything. But Tarek does get a kill, though.
Yeah, the timing was good. He swung out, got the tag down, at least put them into a bit more of a more awkward position. They won't be as sustainable as they would have been previously. Although, if we can get a follow-up frag coming out here from Daps, they should have free reign into the round, as it all comes down to the clutch man himself. 2 kills already into the round, and he'll be looking to try and get a little bit more. However, it's not possible. His path was cut off, slain by the Famous, and NRG get another round.
Yeah, that was very well played by Tarek. He got the first kill. The second, I mean, he traded the kill onto, I do believe it was Ethan towards mid. And then I'm not sure how he got a second kill towards a player on door. That was very well played indeed. And then one smoke at the entrance of B tunnels being a problem for Astralis. Daps about able to play around it. Getting a kill, making things a little miserable for the Danes. Do see the light buy coming out. Scout in the hands of Zipnix. A couple of deagles. NRG, though, this is a great start for them.
Did Daps get tagged on the cross, or did someone hit him with a smoke?
I think he got hit with a smoke. 1 HP damage is pretty unlikely. But stranger things have happened. These Astralis now making their way towards short, where they've realized NRG don't really like keeping any players away. We saw them go for a pretty decently heavy setup towards short on the pistol round. Apart from that, they opted to really not take the fight towards short. Daps, meanwhile, finding Dupree. He was all alone, just trying to find something out. Astralis, where are they going to go here? They do have the one smoke. They could use that to try and cross on over, perhaps. Or they're going to be smoking on CD spawn.
Well, they're grouping up alongside Glaive here, as they are going to get ready to go. 3 Deagles, well, 2 Deagles, 1 Glock on device. But they're walking into a fairly effective setup. Cirque as well. He can flashbang for his teammate here who's playing anti-flash and then peek out. They're not going to run into it just yet. Luckily, he's still got 1 more. They have the run boost in effect. Glaive crosses across towards the site. They blind them. The double peek will probably come around. Cirque just trying to bait for his teammate right now, hoping that when Tarek swings, they won't realize. And they don't. They're all going to get picked to pieces. Device will be the last to go down. Nicely played, simple stuff towards the site, not getting over aggressive, just playing it calm and collective here on the CT side, knowing that they should have been able to take that round. But here comes the investment from Astralis now, Blair.
That was very well done, right? 3 kills with flash assists coming in for NRG, not losing a single player as well. And these anti-ecos, as you go deeper into the game, the more cleanly you win them, the more it's going to help you out with your economy. And you can see already they're looking pretty decently flush with cash, considering it's still pretty early in the game. 3-man take towards Long, where they won't really be facing any pressure from Astralis. They have opted to go for controlling the bottom of mid and tunnels early on here. Using a few Molotovs. They're getting cat control early on. Just the unfortunate fact is for them, they haven't been really able to capitalize on it. But then again, they've only had 1 proper gun round, I do believe. So I'm sure that they do have more tricks up their sleeve.
Slow round in effect, though, from Astralis. Dupree being the one towards short to just try and sell the idea of some kind of play towards it. He's just bobbing and weaving, spotting towards close Gandalf, seeing if anyone's looking for the aggressive push-up. But again, it's the similar setup from Cirque and Tarek, just a bait play to try and complement each other, hold towards the crossfire when Astralis swing wide. They do have the utility again as well. They are setting up for the run boost over. Magisk gonna Molotov the site. This means Cirque can't be as effective. They drop down in towards the CT smoke as well, but Cirque is there, and he is really making a meal out of them. 2 kills picked up initially. The trade back, but it's only 1. They're at such a disadvantage until this comes into effect, but they forgot about Tarek. The backstab onto device, and they all come crumbling down. A 5th round accumulated now for NRG, as they're just a cut above right now on the CT side.
How did Zipix even see Ethan through the smoke? I don't even, man. But yeah, nice hold, especially Cirque. He was burning alive. He was blinded. He was burning alive towards the ramp area. He still manages to get 2 kills. Held out a little bit by the fact that it was almost a lineup as well. But a nice hold there from NRG. Now they're 5-0 up. This is a dream start for them. And for Astralis, the fact that they did opt to ban out Overpass. I did have this question, is it going to come and haunt them later on? Still early days though. But NRG, they're looking so very good. Look at the money, Jackie.
They're building up cash. They're not losing that many players. They're actually being able to keep it at least somewhat, reasonable going into these rounds. And Astralis now forced back into a little bit of a deco, really. The only one that doesn't have a deco is going to be Zipex just rocking the scout. It's an extra little bit of utility as well towards the end there, just before they're coming out of spawn. But what is going to be the play here from Astralis? Is right now, NRG seem to have their number. The short rounds haven't really been working out for them. It was a little bit closer to success into the prior one. But is that going to keep going down that way? Cirque, AWP versus Scout. Who's quicker on the draw here in the Wild West of Dust2?
Oh, he actually lands attack, Glaive. Oh, okay. Well, at least the opening kill goes their way, but I love this re-aggression. I love the re-aggression. Breezy finds 2. Okay, it was Ethan. I thought it was a 1-tap for Breezy. That would have been sick. But despite the initial frag going the way of Astralis, they can get nothing much else done. But just waiting towards a B bomb set. Bombs drop top mid as well. NRG, they're just going to stick this one together. They don't have to really go and feel too adventurous. Oh, okay, Magisk with a beautiful shot. Ethan's gonna fall, and that's a lot of damage being dealt out. But now that they know where he is, and the fact that they know where the bomb is, they're gonna gravitate towards C4 and ensure that Magisk does not get up to any more shenanigans. He's got some time though, and he can pick up that AWP and try and wreak a little bit more havoc, but it might be a little bit too hard. Flashbang is good. AWP comes out, but Breezy, he just needed to land 1 bullet, which he will indeed. It's going to be 6-0 for NRG. A little bit of a scare there, but they do manage to hold on.
All those Dust2 games that NRG have played in the past paying off now as things are looking very effective for them thus far. Still a fair bit of cash building up as well on a couple of the players. Breezy and Daps, 10K for one, 8K for the other. Tarek, the lowest, with 350, having to rebuy because he fell short there going down to that prior round, but it's been looking very, very good for them. This time Astralis potentially switching up the play a little bit, trying to take that aggression towards long and bombarding their way out. Ethan is on the scene, and we know we can kick up such a fuss. They lose their teammate towards pit though. This is where it could get awkward. They push through the smoke as well. Dupree, he was poised and ready. He wants no kind of shenanigans going down here. Magisk with a fast adjustment, meanwhile over at the B site as well. And this time, all of the fights have come to them. They really haven't had to go for the extension out. Everyone's just challenged the Astralis.
For a moment, I thought Tarek would make his escape, but Device does find him leaving it all on Cirque. He has been phenomenal so far, especially in train, but this might be a little too much for the young Bulgarian. He has the op. Just try and go for the save. The problem here for him is he doesn't know what the rest of the players are. He knows they're going to be going towards long. And look at Astralis. They aren't even going towards long. It's a 1v5, and they're still going to be rotating all the way towards B. That's a little insane. Cirque hasn't been spotted out yet. And he's going to be surprised. He's going to be like, wait, they had the A-bomb site, and they're still going to be playing towards B. He's going to be so very confused. Gets spotted out from underpass, and Magisk will find the headshots. So nothing will be safe for NRG as Astralis get their first round on board. Can I just point out the fact that towards long doors, when they had the Molotovs there, they went for a slightly delayed push out towards long. It caught the CTs by surprise. They usually, when you're going to be going for the long battle, you want to play by the spawn, you burst them out as fast as possible. Astralis waited. They waited for the Molotov to bloom, and they instantly just smoked it off and ran it out. And the little bit of disparity in the timing, that did catch NRG off guard towards long. And there you go. They win the first round.
Yeah, it was all of the fights coming towards Astralis. This time, though, they go for the high-tempo play. Tarek, luckily, will be able to send them off to the Burns ward after the fact. Glaive also goes down. The success they had towards long won't last that long. Quickly snapped away from them as we return to what appears to be the norm here in this current matchup on Dust2. NRG in the lead, but Device overthrows Daps as he hits him with a critical shot. The response from Ethan, though, the uppercut from beneath the window, wants to try and wash them away as this man is crisp and clean. A bit of an animal coming out the raw.
Device, he could do this one. He's going to just fake the plant. Peeks out wide, doesn't spot the player. That window of opportunity. He's going to peek on a roll wide. Yes, he does! He even lands a tag Cirque on 18 HP. Device, 4 HP. We've seen him do this on Nuke. Is he going to make this happen? He's going to be walking in through the smoke. No scope, unfortunately, will not land. In fact, he doesn't even get a chance to rattle it off, as Cirque will get the kill. 7-1 for NRG. For Astralis, well, they have money, though. They did win that round. That was round number 7, I do believe, and they kept, I think, all players alive, or at least 4 players alive. They got the bomb down as well, so they have that bonus money working for them. Going to go for the buy as well. But for NRG, that looked a little scary for a moment there, Jack. It looked like Device would just be replicating what he did on Nuke.
Yeah, it seemed like it, right? It was setting up for one of those Device rounds that apparently just arrive when you need them. They're never late, they're never early, they're just always on time. But we now fall into this. A 7-1 lead. NRG just thrashing, really, I think it's fair to say, over on their CT side versus an Astralis that is being just pummeled upon. Now, coming back into it with actual investment and rifles to play with here, there is a bit of map control being taken by these 2Cs, working as the buddy system. Cirque as well. Surely he couldn't have seen much there. A bit of ankle, maybe.
I think this guy just needs probably a cell of your body to land a shot. He's so sharp. But with that kill, and the fact that they've cleared our tunnels, they're going to be sending the rest of the defense towards the A-bombs to bolster it, because Astralis are making a hit here. The smoke's going to dissipate, so be careful here. Device gets legged as it drops into the pit. Oh, this could get rough for Astralis.
Cirque, set up to do what he does best. Absolutely reigns supreme when it comes to warping here as they're pushing up towards his domain. This is his site, and he hides towards Gandalf with that wand, ready to show us what magic tricks he can bring to the table. This absolute wizard He's got a bit of support as well towards Elevator. Brizzy waiting in position to try and go for the push across as the Molotov will ignite towards the site, forces the push out. Zipnix runs towards him, sniped down, flashbang into the sky as well, as they have a huge man advantage into this. They've also got tons of time and 4 kits in play. The only thing they don't really have is utility. That's just left on Ethan as they try and go for this push back through. Glaive stuck in position, spam down. There's the kill they were looking for. Dupree might trade it onto Cirque, but it's all down to Device with Yorp, not able to get the shot off. An 8th round now picked up. NRG are on cruise control through this one.
That was a dissection of that post plan. It just completely dismantled whatever setup they had. I felt bad for Glaive just getting wall banged out again. Man, so many small little things that was so well done. When it was a 5v3, all the 5 players in NRG had barely taken any damage. Cirque playing from Gandalf, he played it patiently. The Molotov came in, he got the kill, and I do believe it was Zipnix who was planting the bomb. Just perfection. And it really looked like Astralis had no chance whatsoever in that round. When Device peeked in towards long, there were 3 players looking in his general direction. So that wasn't really going to pan out either. Tactical timeout, the second one getting called by Astralis. They need to kind of think things through here, because NRG, like you mentioned, they are in cruise control. They seem like they're running away with this.
How much of a lead could they possibly inflate themselves here? That's the question, right? I mean, 8 rounds already secured. You basically won the half. Like, that's fair enough as it is.
It's Astralis. You won all the rounds.
Yeah, that is true. You're not up against an equal opportunity opponent here. Astralis is someone that really in every game you ever see them play, you will never count them out. It doesn't matter how much of a deficit they are in, they can bounce back from it. But they need to start bouncing soon.
Fast-paced approach. Flashbang's going to provide them the tiny little window of opportunity for 2 players to push in towards short, but the immediate response comes in from NRG, the Molotov, to keep Glaive at bay. He has Dupree as well towards Cat, just ensuring there's no CT who's going to be feeling it too adventurous. The Device finds Cirque, finally, something going their way. Cirque getting a little too overeager. Device will finally strike.
Well, 1 minute and 12 left on the clock. They've already lost a man, their big dog, the superstar Orpa, that has been setting up an iron wall to every bomb site NRG, Astralis enter towards, has been taken down. They've lost Cirque, and they've got a whole lot more work to do here. He's holding towards outside of long, gets the trade back, and they're into a good position. Finally, they have a 2-man lead. It's been NRG the majority of these rounds, actually getting the early entries. This time, it's back in favor of Astralis. Every kill is untradeable, and it's looking to continue on in that fashion as well. 30 seconds left to play with. They're going to head over towards that A site. Device scoped in, ready for the mid-push. Tarek would have to have a miracle, and now he's dead.
Wow, everyone just dropping dead. Ethan found out a Device. If you notice something, apart from the kill of Tarek, I think every other frag where NRG getting a little too overeager, going for information plays, and the strategist just waited, played a patience game, and they came out on top. And with that, the money's actually kind of in the dumpster for NRG. They will have to go for an eco here.
So they've gone for the double nade. We've got 2 HEs there, one on Tarek, one on Ethan. They're just going to go for the long push. They're hitting him with it. Headstrong, they're going to take you on.
Well, there's no one there for them to find, though. That is just unfortunate, but Zipnix just jumping around. He's like, oh, okay, you guys have long. That's cool. That's fine. Yeah, none of these pistols are really going to give them the advantage. I'm a little surprised where Tarek has just the P250 and the Kevlar. He's gone for a full investment, while the rest of his teammates can go for the buy to the next round, so that's a little curious.
He did always have weaker economy than the rest of the team, like over the course of this entire half, basically, but obviously it is a bit of a risk you run there, really, where it is going to throw their buys out of order.
Yeah, I mean, if you're low, you would want to see him just go for a full eco. It's fine. I mean, this round is pretty much a throwaway round. Or could probably ask Breezy to drop him P250, something of that nature. But anyway, so far, no harm done. No casualties yet. Astralis are taking this very, very slow, and just some timing could actually work out. Tarek's going to walk it out from behind. But can he reach there in time is the question, especially the P250. That's going to be hard to really duel that out. Glaive, he's got to read. He's got an inkling that he's going to be hunted from behind. And the hunter becomes the hunted. dupreeh and Zerk, however, replying back. So trades a good Glaive. I think he spotted out the barrel at the edge of the smoke. And now a 3v2. They do find themselves an empty bomb site, so despite the couple of kills going the way of NRG, this should be a pretty comfortable round for Astralis.
If you're playing in a smoke around Glaive, you're probably better off just pushing out of it because this man purely doesn't give a damn. However, Ethan, showing that he's got some 50 cal skills, Desert Eagle .50 down the side of his gun, and a nice frag added to his back pocket. Left into the 2 versus 2. Just scavenge the weapon, boys. Save it for another round. You've still got the massive advantage to play with. Ethan can pass that back over to Zerk going forward. It's actually quite effective. I mean, if they could save another rifle, it would bail them out of this scenario with Tarek as well having low economy. But it doesn't look like that is possible unless we find the exit frags.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting Breezy to make his way all the way towards T-spawn and maybe pick up towards mid and pick up another gun, but maybe he was just looking for the exits. He might just, in fact, get it. Oh, he gets it. He gets the kill, but unfortunately doesn't pick up the AK-47. That's all right. Yeah, doing a little bit of damage. Astralis losing 4 players to what was effectively pretty much an eco round for NRG. Apart from Tarek, the rest of them really didn't invest much. Breezy, 12 kills and 2. That's pretty nice.
It's interesting as well, because obviously what they actually were able to save that AWP, I think Zerk had about like 6K. So he should just be able to drop over Tarek. They'll get the healthy full buy across the board for everyone. So it's all smoothed over. It's all paid off nicely for them. They still have the lead. It's an 8-3 half. If we have a look at what they're rocking with, yeah, Zerk's going to grab the AWP from the ground. He's dropped over the AWP over to Tarek. So everyone's dandy. Everyone's happy. They should be able to return to form going back into this. Astralis definitely look like they're starting to find out where the weaknesses are, though. They found that weakened knee. It's a lot like wrestling, right, Blur? They've realized that if they keep slapping them in that left knee with the metal stairs, eventually it's going to break the knee.
Well, yeah, that's a pretty good analogy. Although, what they've done so far is, of course, the previous round was an anti-eco, which got a little rough, to be honest, for Astralis. They figured out that NRG do like going with its info plays. They like pushing out and trying to figure out what Astralis are up to, and they took advantage of it. The 3 or the 4 kills they got on the, I think, round number 10, I do believe it was literally NRG just walking into the waiting Astralis players. So that's going to be a switch up this time around. I don't think NRG are going to repeat that. They're going to be playing a little bit more passively, but that, again, is something that Astralis could try and take advantage of.
There actually might be a bit of an AWP off here as well. Well, we'll find out who has the AWP hand over Device or Zerk currently, as he's in position, scoped in. Rather than favouring the AUG and playing around Tarek, he's going to be the frontline infantry to try and stop them on the entry. Time trickling down now as we get to the 50-second mark. They do that classic smoke we've seen many times. They've been going for this play. Every couple of rounds, they've tried to hit them with a short push in towards A. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually is a mid to B instead, and it looks like that is going to be the case, Blair.
That is, but at NRG, they have 2 players in B. Now Device, he's got a crosshairs trained in the smoke. He's finally going to bloom Tarek, waiting patiently. Molotov is not really going to hurt him. He's going to inch on out. It's a question. There's no one looking in his direction, and he finds 2 of them. Actually, just 1. Was it a jumping kill by dupreeh? I don't even know, but it's down on 1 HP, and Magisk is so low as well. Daps will find a kill, and dupreeh left alone in a 1v4. A small little mistake by Astralis, and Tarek will pounce on it. There was literally, I mean, the timing on that. No one's looking in his direction, and he just walks on out, and he gets it right. He finds 2.
It was played perfectly for him. Very lucky as well with the timing, but it all works out. dupreeh, he needs to sprint away. It's literally post-time. You had 1 HP, and you nearly met your demise as well. That could have been absolutely horrific. Luckily, he is able to get through with at least 1 AK to play with. Magisk's going to instant reinvest into this as well. They do take the pause to talk about things. And Astralis, they've been on edge going into this game, Blair. This is a tight affair, and it's only getting closer.
Yeah, I actually want to see a replay of that kill by dupreeh. Was that like a jumping AK shot on Tarek?
It looked like he was mid-air.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is unfortunate. But, you know, NRG, 9-3. This is looking pretty good for them. And Astralis using up the 3rd tactical timeout. This mid-to-B plays, they're struggling a little bit. NRG, but these just seem to be one step ahead. The moment they took away Tarek from, he was playing towards Goose, they put him towards CD Spawn this time around, and that's when they go for the mid-to-B play. It's just like NRG seem to have a read on it, and Astralis, Right now, they need to find something, because there are very few rounds remaining, 3 more rounds remaining in this half for them to at least give them some space to work with.
The classic play towards long, the early Molotov. We've seen Astralis have a fair bit of success when they actually go for the all-out onslaught outside of long. They're using that aggression as they charge their way through. They clear initially towards blue, and they've got a little bit of pick control. If they don't want to stick with this, they can actually back off, as we're seeing a bit of a rotation coming over. Device could just lurk and be a bit of a thorn in their side.
Well, at least they have control of pit, so that's something. Which they've been struggling with all this while. They haven't really had control of long that much this entire half. And look at NRG though, to mix it up again. This time they have someone actually perched towards short. I do believe it. Like, yeah, at least a couple of players waiting towards short. And that's a switch up again. NRG, the proactiveness and the way they are just switching up the setup time and time again. This could be the problem that Astralis have been facing all this while. They haven't really been able to figure out the way they play. The one time they figured out that NRG like playing aggressively, they won that round, but after that NRG have been able to adapt and evolve as this half continues. Smoke's going to be coming in from the cross from Device, as it's going to be the A play here. All the 5 players running in.
Tarek, right there in the thick of it, waiting in the smoke to try and strike from the rear, gets the first. There's actually Daps will come out to play. Kills Glaive. Tarek hasn't actually had to go for the extension around yet, and they're walking in towards the main man on the site, trying to blow them all away as he hits them with the wind, takes down Dupree, leaving it on the 3-on-4. Tarek finally goes for the extension, peeks into the AWP Device, has a bullet punctured straight through his chest, and it's all tied up with 3 men on either side. This is going to be a battle for the bomb site.
That was Astralis just forcing the way into the site. They get the bomb down. 3v3. So Ethan is going to be leading the charge. Retake, he lands a shot. Setmix gets taken on Magist. Now it's all on him and Device. Device just needs to stay alive for as long as possible. Magist finds one, goes for the spray transfer, runs out of bullets though, and it's going to be Device saving his teammate. And Astralis, a hard-fought round, but they do manage to get round number 4.
Very lucky to be able to do so as well. As it all came down to Device and Magisk, the 2 men that are performing so well on that side, just able to crush their way through it with a 3K and a 2K each. And now NRG, for once, finally, it's everyone on a mishmash. They're not actually able to be in their comfort zone in terms of weapons, but they still have a huge lead to play with. If they can add to this with a couple of extra rounds, it would be just crazy in terms of how much damage they've done here on their CT side. But with the restricted buy, what can they do?
This is a very gamblish buy from NRG, right? Penultimate round of this first half, and they have gone all in despite not really having the money for it. They have Cirque, the hero of the hour, with the AWP, Scout with Breezy, and of course Ethan with an AUG. He's really been great so far, although he just has 9 kills. Bear in mind, some of those kills are very instrumental in them winning those rounds. And he clears out T's. Oh, this could be huge. It's all about timing. Who's going to hear Hugh Magisk is making some noise. Oh, he spots him out, and he's going to win the duel. Calm-controlled Magisk will come out on top, and that's such a blow for NRG, because that's the one AR, the automatic rifle that's been now, well, given up, basically. They still have the AWP and the pistols, but that's not quite, might not be enough.
No, it's the set piece they needed to defend, especially towards that B-bomb site. You had to be able to have that extra bit of firepower to blow them away. Instead, they're going to be restricted. Device as well with the timing. Coming over towards mid, peered in, scoped down, might find his counterpart in Cirque. But it all depends on whose watch is working that little bit better. The timing going in favor of Cirque, but the kill isn't going to be picked up. Tarek as well dies for his sins there as he peeks out. Soul to Sauron. Cirque going down as well, and it is all crumbling like a biscuit.
Do biscuits crumble?
Kind of. Some of them do. Rich tea. They're normally quite, you know, brittle.
All right, well, NRG taking a pretty good biscuit impression, as despite having such a monumental lead early on, it is slowly starting to fade away. Still have the lead. They have still guaranteed the lead going to the second half. 9 rounds is still nothing to really laugh at. But for Astralis, winning these last 2 rounds have been very crucial indeed. A nice little tag with Device there through the door. Dap's lucky to be alive, but he will stay alive on 13 HP. And yeah, that investment by NRG not quite panning out. For a moment, it looked like it could have definitely gone their way as well. Ethan, if he managed to make his way towards near T-spawn and held an angle there, he could potentially have got a couple of free kills. And speaking of free stuff, the B-bomb side is free for the taking for Astralis. And this should be the round done and dusted, and this should be Astralis getting round number 6.
Yeah, the welcome mat was down, and they've invited themselves in. It's their domain now. Cirque gonna sprint straight through. Not expecting to get too much, you'd imagine, as he goes straight into the AK fire and perishes. This is going to be a 9-6 half as Device gets the flick up, the headshot, giving Breze a haircut to round out this half. The last half is coming up after the break. NRG, can they somehow upset Astralis? We'll find out after this. Out of the 6 games of Dust2 Astralis have played previously, they've won 5 of them. Of the 11 for NRG, they have taken 7 under their belt. And it looks like that might be going up to 8, Blur, if they're able to overthrow here now and capitalize versus the Danish superstars.
The Danish superstars, well, with a late half comeback, have managed to make things a little bit more competitive. And look at the pace being set by NRG, though. They have managed to utilize the Xbox smoke to make the way for a very fast play towards A, and just one player waiting at the A bomb site, and that is Device, the star of Nuke. But this time he's down to 1 HP. How is he even still alive? Finally gets found out by Cirque. Ethan sneaking in from long as the 3 series now we're going to be falling back, regrouping, and going for this retake from short. But guess who's waiting? This was a Damien steal. He finds one. Won't find more than that as Glaive drops him. But a 2v4 bomb planted. This is really hard indeed.
Yeah, this is going to be brutal for them. NRG, they've won a good majority of the pistols so far throughout this series, Blair, so it wouldn't surprise me if they go on to get another one here. Dupree and Glaive, this dynamic duo, make it just one man on his lonesome as Dupree has been left cold on the floor. Cirque, spotted out by Glaive. He will get the uppercut off, but there comes the body slam as he will be removed in a matter of seconds. Round number 10 given to NRG, and they can project themselves so much further off the back of that.
Absolutely. And Breezy, mind you, we talk about Cirque, but always Breezy, who's been kind of the star, especially considering Cirque has had a pretty rough time in the past few months, right? He hasn't really been able to be the star that he was initially when this lineup kind of came together. And Breezy now 15 frags for him, just 5 deaths, mind you. Very solid game so far for him. And ooh, Zepnik's aggression with the USP. Oh, the tag comes in again onto Daps. He's not able to get the kills. Look at the damage being dealt out by Astralis only with USPs. Another double tag comes in. What is going on here?
Yeah, this is very odd. But the fact they've been actually able to get into this position, Ethan is going to have to keep digging them out of this massive hole they have left themselves in, as it's not a great spot to work with. Luckily enough, none of the weapons have been recovered just yet. Although Magisk, he's found himself a MAC-10. This could give him an extra bit of firepower that he needed going forward. Cirque, paranoid about the rear, doesn't want someone coming through the back door, as the rest of them are focused in towards the A site, waiting for a face.
Bit of a standoff we find ourselves in. Ethan making sure that things did not go much worse, getting those 2 kills. And fortunately for him, he didn't take much damage either. Daps and 3 HP is the problem here. 1 tap from any of these guns and he's going to be done for, and they're going to be walking into the trap here. 2 players crouch and waiting. Ethan finds Dupree, third for him. There's another player on the side though as
so
will
low.
fall, but 1 player, the MAC-10, could shred them to pieces. Magisk, he's just holding, biding his time. They don't know where he is, and he's going to peek around, finds 1, finds a second kill. The bombs are going to get planted in Cirque now in a 1v1. And Magisk is going to get a tag, and the USB is going to come out, and Magisk, doesn't get the clutch. Cirque survives by a miracle, 3 HP.
How has this happened?
Holy Christ, that was so close for NRG. That would have just broken them mentally to a full USP by Astralis. That was too close for comfort.
But it looked like it should have been Magisk's round, really. Like the way he just overthrew them, the first 2 men towards the site, they were so low, Blur. They were literally limping about. He's come in, swinging his MAC-10 around, chopping them down. Oh, that could have been a spooky round indeed. Instead, though, it's NRG barely winning it, taking a timeout, hopefully just to smooth things over and let things cool down a little bit, because that is definitely a shock to the system.
Ethan, what a hero that round, right? He picks up the first 2 kills, gets the 3rd as well. And man, if Magisk had won that, that would have been one for the highlights. That would definitely have been one for the highlights. As Astralis is going to be feeling pretty comfortable about that, though. 4 kills, and Magisk getting a couple of kills, I do believe with the MAC-10 means that's a little bit of extra money in the bank. We see the buy coming in. Augs, 4 Augs, and of course the M4 for Glaive. Utility a little bit sparse. They're opting to go for firepower rather than utility. Early Molotov. Daps is going to be leading the charge. He's the sole player with the MAC-10, leading the way for the rest of his team, as he would be looking to clear out short. Astralis now, the first buy round, trailing by 5. But let's not count them out yet. It is Astralis after all.
NRG going into this with potentially the weaker buy, really. The edge they do have is the extra amount of utility. Obviously, 2 MAC-10s there coming out. If they try and go for a bit of a swarm play and work together as a squad, then they might be able to overthrow. Glaive hunkered down towards mid, waiting, expecting a play. The peek from Tarek. It's a transfer of damage between both. Cirque as well. Look how thirsty he is for this kill. He is hungry for it as he pushes his way out, but he takes so much damage on the molly, crossing his way back out through mid doors.
That was a high-risk play from him. He will, however, survive. But like you said, Tarek down to 35, Cirque down to 30. And considering they have initially established control of the short area, they're going to be going for the play here. Flash is waiting out. Glaive is completely blinded, and Daps is going to get that kill 9 times out of 10. Zipnik's at the edge of the smoke. He's getting teased. The Cirque's going to find the frag, and now it's all on device towards the long. Can he at least get a consolation kill? Yeah. Oh, no, he doesn't. It does so much damage, but Ethan's going to come out on top. And just like that, Astralis at A defense has fallen apart, and Magisk and Dupree, they will have to go for the save.
From the position they were in going into that round with the damage that was done, they give Astralis a taste of their own medicine with the short surprise as they burst their way through. So much damage done. The missed connections on the final few moments that would have been an extra kill, they're all so low. 8 HP, 30 HP, 35 HP. They're not in a great position, but somehow they're going to win it anyway. Astralis, they are being overthrown here, and a new top performer is in town. Ethan, he's been waiting for his moment in the limelight, and this is definitely it. breaking 100 ADR now with 15 frags to his name, 5 assists. He has definitely been laying out the Danes.
This map has been about almost everyone stepping up. Even Daps.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of trailing behind a little bit, but he's doing his job as well. Getting that opening kill onto Glaive, of course, enabled by a beautiful flashbang.
What's the impact frags he's been getting, though, right?
Absolutely. You win those, you get some of those few kills here and there. If that helps your teammate win a round, that's a win. And NRG, unlike the one-man show, almost it felt like it was untrained. This is a much more solid unit we're seeing here. But that being said, you know, we did see that round against the USPs as well, so... It's NRG. They do love giving heart attacks to their fans. Magisk and Dupree, they have the 2 Augs. They can still do something with this. We've seen what they can do with USPs against a full buy, so 2 Augs is definitely an upgrade over the USPs.
A minute and 18 on the clock. Device up close and personal towards short. Sniffing around, trying to see if he can spot anyone out here. As they're waltzing their way down. Tarek should be the first contact on the ledge. He was ready for it and does actually get the adjustment towards his head. Nearly the flick onto Cirque as well. A small bit of damage done to him, leaving him on 77. As they do trade 1 for 1.
And that could be the bait. Magisk waiting with the AUG. Oh, he turns away though. Opting instead to play from the safety of... Okay, you can hear the players coming towards Long and trying to help his teammate out. Breeze is going to find Glaive, but just with the spray, finds 2, looking for more. The 3rd kill comes in. Cirque does reply back, but he's going to be caught out by Dupree. That's the 2 Augs singing out loud and proud, and what a play by Magisk.
All of these rounds have been so back and forth to the degree where it doesn't matter who's in the 1 versus X scenario, it doesn't feel like you can count them out, and it looked like that was going to be the case there again. I was almost scared Cirque was just going to have another monster round, but at least now it's 12-7. They're keeping it a little bit more close. No outrageous plays coming through, more respectable stuff here. NRG, no AWP in play for King Cirque, but he does have his trusty sword, his AK in his hands that he has been chopping heads off with left, right, and center. They make their move over towards the A site, it seems, to this one. Potentially a bit more of a faster pace coming out here from NRG. Cirque could go for the drop in towards CT. He's right behind the mix, he doesn't realize the kill in the back, and it can all crumble down from here, but it's not going to go that way.
There's a huge gap in the smoke. Device finding Breezy. Actually, I don't see any gap there. He did still manage to get the kill. Molotov from Daps onto the plate with the back of Platt. He's burning alive, but Magisk is still gonna fight in the flames like a firewalker. He will finally fall, but that's okay. He still gets the kill, and Astralis do get yet another round. I liked what they did there, but a little unfortunate for Cirque, and I'm still not sure how Device got the kill onto the player at mid. Was it just like a time shot through the smoke?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the amount of smoke shots we've seen in this game is very, like, Astralis classic, right? They know the gamble of when they're going to be able to land those shots and when it will pay off for them. And for the most part, it seems to be working out well. It is wild stuff. Yeah, timing really proving just how essential it is to a game of Counter-Strike there with the drop down from Cirque. You imagine how different that could have opened up the potential play if he was able to get through early, could have cut off the rotation, whole different storyline. Instead, just goes to show Astralis being ahead of the curve there when it came to that rotation, completely threw a spanner into the works. They have the advantage in weaponry here as well. Should be a 9th round picked up for Astralis unless something absolutely just out of the ordinary happens.
Yeah, highly unlikely, yeah. We do have the... there we go, Tarek. Let's see what you got. Gonna be running out with the flashbang. That's a nice little jump out there. I think he's aware there's a player there, and Device will find Cirque. This is going to be really hard as Device. He's having a fun time here just shooting unarmored opponents. And okay, Tarek does get the kill though. They knew he was there. He just gets the 1 constellation kill, however. So pretty clean round, all things considered for Astralis. 9-12. They do manage to slowly but surely reduce the deficit. For NRG, timeout getting called. They have just 1 more remaining. The buy is going to be coming in. The thing is, there's not going to be any AWP around for Mr. Cirque. It's going to be AKs and Galil being purchased by Ethan. Interesting. Ethan going for the Galil just so that he can afford all the utility that his captain requires for whatever play they have in mind.
I told you though, you can never count Astralis out. No matter how far down they go in terms of a lead, they just tend to bounce back. They reinflate. It's like when you get a puncture, you know, you slap a little Band-Aid on there, you pump it back up, and it's as good as brand new. And that's literally what they're doing into this matchup here. Returning to form, looking large and in charge as we delve into round 22. It's a 12-9 scoreline. NRG have the firepower once more. Still haven't been able to afford to get the AWP out onto Cirque to give him that wild man potential to find the early entries. However, this could be a little bit more spicy. They go for the boost just outside of the hut there, just leaving Breezy to wait for the push to come in. If Glaive does overextend, that could be a free transfer. However, he fires off a couple of warning shots and then is just going to retreat away.
Well, NRG once again creeping up towards Cat. They do have a lot of control here. Astralis playing pretty default-ish setup. Two players towards B, playing towards window. You just have a pair of eyes on the mid-door area. They have a play towards the A bomb site. Device is going to be floating towards the long and A with an AWP of his. So they're pretty comfortable just going for this kind of a default-ish setup. Glaive with the anti-flash is expecting a play coming out from long, and he could be right here. You do see Breeze slowly creeping up. Glaive, however, is isolated. But then he's got Device to help him out if help is required. This nade could do a lot of damage, though. It's gonna be thrown in. There we go, man. That's gonna, well, in fact, not doing much damage, and the timing is unfortunate. But somehow, Glaive, he still gets the kill. Trade should be coming in. Device has his crosshair trained, but a flashbang is so perfect. But he spots him out, and he hits Circuits to Breezy. But Breezy replies back Zipix with a quick trade, but now he's getting pressurized. Two players coming in from above. Daps is gonna win the duel. Survives to 1 HP, and the nade's gonna get dunked right on his noggin, leaving it all on Ethan. Galil in hand in a 1v2 with the bomb down.
Is there any greatness left for this Talon into this round? 16 HP, the nades have been so effective, but the AUG is by far the strongest. Magist coming through. It's gonna make him disappear, secure the round, as they will get that 10th on the board. They can also salvage this AWP, so they'll have an AWP and AUG coming through. As long as Dupree actually picks that one up, he's going for the full sprint down. Oh, they wanted to get the double AWP save. That's actually going to be a pretty good investment coming back through from them. They really do get pretty much all of the invested money back.
I'm just still feeling really bad for Cirque. The way he tied it long.
Yeah.
That was just unfortunate, because he did miss the shot into Breezy. And if he didn't get that kill, NRG would have had a man advantage. They would have had one more player towards the long, and that postman would have been much more easier, or at least much more comfortable to defend, instead of Ethan being stuck all by his lonesome. NRG, they're going to be going for a light investment, nothing too crazy. Pistols, utility, Kevlar, the usual. And Astralis, like you mentioned, you really can't count them out, can you? It was 9-2 or 9-3, I believe, in the first half, and now 12-10. 2 rounds separating the Danes from the North Americans. Looks like it is going to be a mid-to-B play here, though. Or rather, just a 5-man push towards B. This could actually catch Astralis off guard.
This really could do, especially with the sheer amount of utility that was transferred between both teams. But look at the damage done! That HE literally blew them to high heaven. They took so much damage from it. As they all come out, they walk onto the scene. Magist slaps each and every one of them with the back of his hand, and they clean that round up. 12-11. 1 round between the two sides now. Considering how big that bridge originally was, it's pretty crazy that it's got to this position. Now, NRG, it's their last pause, Blair. They've used it now. They've popped it. They've really got no going back after this.
Yeah, this is basically Chet, I'm a Pet, and Daps opening up the final pages of the strat book on Dust2, saying, all right, guys, we still have the 1-round lead. We're so very close to pulling off this. I guess I'd be forgiven for saying an upset win over Astralis. Let's close this one out. But unfortunately, this T-side has been rather, I don't want to say like they've had a bad T-side. They really haven't made too many mistakes. But it's more like Astralis are looking like they've woken up on the CT side. They look really solid. They're not trying anything too crazy. It's been pretty default setups. It's just that the way they're coordinating the way they're falling back, avoiding the flashbangs, the way they're holding the A bomb side especially has been really, really good. And for NRG, I would like to see a little bit more aggression towards mid. A few mind games. It kind of feels like they're telegraphing the fact that they're coming towards an A bomb side time and time again. But then Tariq is going to open things up. He finds the kill onto Dupree.
You could do that, Blair, or you could switch over to a double AWP setup because they finally got money for it, which is what they've done. Now, that's really been the bigger picture the whole time, right? We haven't seen Cirque on the AWP for quite some time now on that T side. Now you've got two of them, things are getting out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, like, if one AWP's good, two is definitely better, right? We did have 4 AWPs in the server here, although Dupree has finally met his maker.
Oh!
Device getting a little too antsy. Breezy will find him. Look at where Daps is. Oh, this is huge. I think they know. I think the player towards mid would have spotted him out, and Glaive now will be in a very rough spot. He's alone. He's isolated, and there's no backup anywhere nearby. Xiplix is taking damage as well. He knows his player towards CD spawn. He's gonna have to go for a play here. Flashbang towards CD spawn, and that should be the tell for the player there, as Glaive is gonna strike, finds 2 players all by his lonesome, and Xiplix is also gonna find Tariq, and all of a sudden things are looking rough. It's back and forth, and it's now all on Breeze and a bomb set because Daps is trapped inside a CD spawn.
2 versus 2. Isolated angle for Daps. They clear it. He's so blind, dabbing in a corner. Oh, like a drunk man at a party. It's not going to work out well for him. And it all comes down to one. The wide extension around. He gets the tag. He barely survives. 77 HP, but he gets away from the firefight. Oh, this could be it. It could be a 13th round secured off the back of the 1v1 play. The spam down with the Krieg. Success. It didn't matter that Dabbing Daps couldn't get the kill as he just blows his way through him anyway. Breezy saving the day. 13 rounds secured.
Breezy could have played that route with his eyes closed because he played the sound game to perfection. He heard him jumping, he hit behind the box, and the moment he heard a Magisk making his way towards the ramp, he repositioned himself, caught Magisk with his pants down. That was so well played by Breezy, a round that NRG desperately needed. And they managed to clinch it out. He got a little chaotic there. But look at the buy from NRG. 3 MAC-10s, the SG, and the AWP.
This is...
that's curious.
Pretty wild, man. Like, if they're going to go for this, it's got to be something just shock and awe, right? Just straight, absolutely bombard your way through. Running windmilling, literally.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting buy, like I said. And I would like to see something a little whack. We might see something a little crazy coming out here. Astralis have opted to relinquish at A bomb side, not really opting to fight towards short. But that being said, Xiplix will slowly gravitate towards that A bomb site. Yes, it will indeed. And NRG, if this was towards the B bomb site, the MAC-10 could be a problem. The A bomb site, though, it's going to be a little hard to win those duels, right? Especially when you have a MAC-10 Breezy. If he falls, it's going to be a problem. He's a sole player with an assault rifle, apart from Silk, who's got the AWP. I'm curious to see what they have in store for us here. They have some Molotovs, they have a couple of smokes as well. But how are they going to win these duels against Astralis? Look at the amount of utility being tossed in. Time is also not their friend. They need to make some haste here.
Surprisingly, no one's actually taken any damage, though. And here they come, the football hooligans with their MAC-10s in hand, sprinting towards, ready to headbutt anyone in front of them. They dive round the corner, and Glaive gets a big 2K to at least stunt the round so far. Ethan, the jump shot coming out, but he isn't going to be gookly. Instead, he's just going to be dead on the ground. It's a 2 versus 3, but Cirque, he has an AWP in his hands. You can never really count him out. The only counter to that is Device, who will be able to smash his way through him and secure that one for Astralis. The MAC-10 madness is not going to win them the round today.
That, again, great shot by Cirque by the wall bang, but I'm just a little curious. I could have missed something. You can let me know if I messed up there, but NRG, that was such a strange play. You have the 3 MAC-10s dropping down. They're probably trying to catch them off guard, but they didn't have any smokes or any flashes to prevent Device from getting those free kills towards long, or the other player, I forgot who it was, but strange round from NRG, especially after winning such a hard-fought run. And Cirque's made his way out. Do they know his cross run out? They don't. And Cirque's going to find Glaive. Device now. He's going to have to take this fight. I like the Molotov being tossed in. It's going to ensure that Cirque is isolated. And for Cirque, he doesn't need to aggress here. He knows that there's no trade potential. He's going to bide his time, wait for his teammates to come on out. And here they come, and it's going to be the push coming in. And what a shot by Ethan. 2 quick kills, and now Xiplix has a lot of work to do. Ethan with the scout and Cirque, the double team, and it's all in Dupree and Magisk, and they might just run for the hills here, although there's a huge gap in that smoke. And he's got the crosshairs trained on where Cirque's going to be coming in, and Cirque, better sense will prevail. He will... Oh, he's going to go for the fight.
Blair, he's picked up that relic, the blessed weapon that is Device's orb. Dupree, he doesn't even get to fight off in the orb face-off. Instead, he's taken down. The deagle from above that he wasn't expecting hits him. And Magisk is the only man that remains in a 1 versus 5. He's got to try and save this. It's quite a predicament. He's going to be spotted as well by Tarek. Tarek with just the deagle. Can't slap him upside the head. Will still go down. Magisk, if he saves this, he's going to be pretty lucky here. I mean, there isn't much cash for NRG. They don't really fancy overextending, going full John Rambo to find him. But this is not looking fantastic for Astralis. This is going to be a 14th now for NRG. Bear in mind, Blair, that means they're 2 rounds away from their semi-final spot if they win this.
It's pretty mental, isn't it? And look at the money as well. Oh, the money is rough for Astralis. We have 2,700 on Glaive, Zipix on 2,150, Dupree on 2,500, Device on 1,500. Magisk is the only player with a gun as well. This is decision-making time. Do you go for the full save, play around the AUG here, and try and just fight for overtime, or do you force it up? Because if you force it up and you lose it out, you are going to be strapped for cash. And decisions are going to be made, and it will be made. The force is going to be coming in. Jackie, this is make or break for Astralis.
We've seen them win with weaker buys, honestly. That's not even a lie. What we saw the USP round where they actually, nearly completely just destroyed everyone. Now they're going into it with at least some kind of investment. This is still going to be a scary, scary affair. Finally, Glaive and Zipix are going to buy up as they go for the armor pistol investment into the round. If they lose this, not only is it match point, they're really not going to have anything left. There'll be no fuel left in the tank when they go through into round 28. Oh, Cirque as well, trying to kick it off with a blinder down mid, barely missing.
It's a gamble play, gamble buy by Astralis. And like you said, Jackie, if they don't convert this, they will have nothing in the coffers to purchase any arsenal to battle it out. There's NRG. They can smell the blood in the water. They know they just need 2 more rounds to close this one out. Here comes the play towards mid. Daps clearing out the close angles, not finding anyone. Zipix been pushing up towards short in the meantime, enabled by the flash from Device. The pop is not that great. He is blinded. A little bit of team flash there, but fortunately for him, there was no one there to get the frag onto him. And NRG, they're playing the patience game here. Slowly, maybe unintentionally, they are drawing out the utility for Astralis. Just 2 smokes and a couple of nades, a Molotov remain for the CT side. And NRG gathering up together. They were waiting for the aggression towards long. Nothing's really happened yet so far. And Astralis is spread quite thin again. It's a very default setup. It's almost pretty much a very similar setup to what we've been seeing all this while. Although, when I say that, they do have a double man, kind of like a bait setup towards short. Device misses the shot. He's got the scout. He has been phenomenal so far in the series, especially with the scoped weapons. Can he do more is the question, though.
Device, sidestepping left and right. Waiting for the push to come through. Barely misses the opening tag. Ethan overthrows instantly. That's the weakness now. They've been able to tiptoe in towards the bomb site and stake a claim. This is their domain. As the bomb will be planted, they can fall back and defend. They have a huge advantage into the round. Glaive roams back over, quaking in his boots as he sits towards pit, looking to try and split someone's head open. But the likelihood is slim, and they realize losing the first man and the investment they have into this, we don't want to lose anyone else. This is going to have to be the save, Blair. It's that, or you fight NRG with no weapons whatsoever going forward.
Absolutely. They need to save and hold on to each and every one of these guns, even the flashbang, the one flashbang they have, the 2 smokes, they need everything going into what could be potentially the final round of the series. NRG and map and match point. And I was worried for, I was a little worried for Astralis initially when they opted to ban out Overpass and go for Dust2, and it looks like it's happening. NRG now 1 round away from pulling off what one might say might be the biggest upset so far in this tournament. Bear in mind, this is not the old NRG where it was a full lineup. This is Daps on his way out, his final hurrah with the team, his final tournament with the team. And what a game it's been so far.
This is literally NRG farewell, which is, which we're witnessing before us, and it's the fact that they're making it work, and they're going to be able to potentially overthrow Astralis here if they win this round, go through to the semi-finals at the very least, Blair. That's a top 4 finish.
Yeah, top 4 finish.
Right?
That's mental. And on top of that, doing it against Astralis as Tarek's going to open it up. That's the AUG taken down. Magisk will fall. And it's all in Dupree to hold the fort. He's too worried to even budge from his position. He wants to pick up that AUG, and I think he'll have time to do that. Yes, he will. Dupree now, a lot of work for him to do, but NRG, they're not going to hasten the pace to have all the time in the world. They have the man advantage. Let's see what they do now.
Where does it go from here? A minute on the clock. Cirque. The amount of atrocities this man has been causing with his ferocity has been through the roof, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's got one last explosion in store for us in this round, as they already get the first pick. Without Magisk, it's a weakened Astralis with a very minimal buy to play with to give them a tactical edge. Glaive starting to push out through long. He's getting the map control. They will at least have a read here that this is either a mid to B or a straight up B play coming through. They could rotate players over, but it all depends on this. Glaive with a backstab, Blair.
And there is a man waiting for him towards mid. It might be a little too late though. Dupree, however, finds one, gets immediately dropped, and Glaive, he walks on past Daps, and the battle of the in-game leaders goes the way of Mr. Damien Steele. It's a 2v4, and Astralis are falling apart. As Zipnik's trying desperate to get his kill on the Daps. Does he spot them? Oh, he gets the kill. Picks up an AK-47. It's 3v2. Still doable, but this is so very hard.
This is going to be a rough one. The X Factor is Zipex rotating back over to assist his teammate, the Demolisher device himself. He's had a phenomenal event so far with some of the display he's been putting up, but he can't do much if he's just on his lonesome. A 1 versus 3 with no time, no kit. Surely this is going to be round 16 going the way of NRG, as they will be able to pick it up. A fitting end as he kills the AWPer that schooled him on Nuke but couldn't quite do it on Dust2. They get demolished, they lose that one out, and that is the upset we did not expect to see, that we are witnessing NRG, North America's hopes and dreams, going to the semi.